In this video, we're going to pose another very relevant real-world question, which is a full-term baby heavy enough to create enough pressure on the bladder to trigger the micturition reflex, which is the reflex that causes your bladder to spontaneously release all its pee? Fascinating question. Let's use what we know about physics to answer this question. So we'll start with just getting a picture of what's going on, right? So we have a womb here, and we have this little baby inside. Looks like a little baby potato bug, but we never claim to be great artists here on this website. So this is our baby, and it is resting on the mama bladder, right? And we have some fluid in there, okay? Now, it turns out that a full-term baby is roughly 3.5 kilograms, okay? And it turns out that the micturition reflex is triggered at about 50 millimeters of mercury pressure. All right, so the question is the pressure applied by this baby to the bladder enough to trigger that reflex? All right, so what do we know here? We know that pressure is force per area, right? And we know that the only force happening right here is the force of gravity, right? The weight of this baby, right? So this is really weight per area, okay? But we know that weight, we've taken enough physics classes at this point where we know that weight is mass times gravity divided by area, which begs the question, approximately what is the area of a bladder? So roughly, give or take, let's say it's 90 centimeters squared, all right? Remember, in order to solve this, we need this to be in SI units. Centimeters is not an SI unit. We need to convert, right? So we know that 90 centimeters squared can be converted using the ladder method, where we know that there is 100 centimeters in 1 meter, but this is squared, right? So we need 2 centimeters, so we got to do this again. 1 meter over 100 centimeters. Now, centimeters squared cancels, and we have meters squared on top, right? And this ends up being 0.009 meters squared. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So that means that our pressure is mg divided by 0.009 meters squared. We know the mass of this baby in full term is 3.5 kilograms. We know gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. And area is 0.009 meters squared. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. So if we put this in our calculator, we find out that the pressure is about 3,800 pascals, right? But again, not useful because we need to compare that to millimeters of mercury, right? So it turns out that there are about 0.0075 millimeters of mercury in each pascal, right? So we only have to multiply pascal by 0.0075 millimeters of mercury, and we get 28.6 millimeters of mercury for the pressure that this baby is applying on this bladder. Okay, how does that compare with this? It's roughly half as big, right? Which explains a lot. Most pregnant mothers do not go through life peeing themselves constantly, and this explains why.